Yes, ma'am. It's ready.
Good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lavanya ma'am. Hello, everybody. My name is Rupa Paramesh, and I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I have done the spiritual tablets in 2022, and ever since then, I have been shadowing with spiritual health counseling. And I think this year or the last year, I have been able to counsel PGs by myself. And thanks to the opportunity given by the GK sir and the spiritual tablets. And also thank you to Lavanya ma'am, who has given me the opportunity today to present the traffic signals topic. Um, Traffic signals, as we all have known, um, it teaches us how we should go about our life. It tells us when a particular thing, when it is a go signal, when to say stop, pause, think before you do this. So there are some rules which we can go by and which has been listed so beautifully by GK sir. And this if we follow all the 10 traffic signals, it is more than enough for us to guide us through our journey of life in this lifetime. So what we'll do is, let me go ahead and share. Can I share my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The 10 traffic signals, most of that has been covered in the last few weeks. I think starting in January first week, most of the topics have been covered, and we are almost at the tail end of the traffic signals topic. And I'm covering the last but one. And think we have covered suffering due to ignorance. Suffering is due to ignorance, and everything is possible. Don't underestimate yourself. Everything is possible, and you're never given a wish without being given the power to make it happen. And also, the fourth is don't lose an opportunity without exploring it, and seek the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added on to you. And giving is the best form of receiving. You create your own reality, like attracts like. And today I'm here to cover desire only for spiritual goals. Why does that traffic signal even say desire only for spiritual goals? Um, Swati ma'am, we can make it interactive. If you don't want to on the video, we can you can unmute yourself and just give me an insight. Why do you think we should have only spiritual goals? They ask us to follow middle path, right? They ask us to follow middle path, and uh, should we have only spiritual goals? Should we not have material goals? What do you think, ma'am?
Yeah, so I think um, so we are here for the self-realization path, right? Whatever which is desirable other than the spiritually, it's going to be like an attachment. It can be regarding towards an animals or things or people. So
Right. So we are here for self-realization, but then we are asked to follow the middle path. So we have so many material, non-material, and spiritual desires. We also want to be very rich. We also want to be very contented, but at the same time, we want to be very spiritually elevated. We want to have everything. Is it possible to work on everything at the same time just because we are meditating? It is a little difficult because work on your material goals, well, work on your non-material goals, work on your spiritual goals. How is this possible in like it becomes difficult. So that's why we have traffic signals which tell us how to go about this. So to start with, can you tell me like what our material goals are? Like material goals could to list a few of the material goals, it is to have more money, to have a big bank balance, to have a good car, many cars, gold, silver, a big house. These are all the material needs. And the non-material needs would include having vibrant, beautiful relationships with everybody around you. No skirmishes, no tiffs with anybody, like beautiful, perfect relationships. Those could be non-material goals. And also perfect physical health, perfect mental health. And these are a few material and non-material goals. Like material goals would be anything related to money, finance, career. That is your material goals. And non-material goals could be your health, perfect health, mental health, physical health, perfect relationships. All these come under non-material goals. And what are the spiritual goals? Spiritual goals as
Please continue, ma'am.
I'm trying to share your
Okay.
are you able to see are you able to see my screen?
Of course, yeah.
No, I was sharing the PPT.
Yeah, I'm able to.
Oh, you're able to see it. Okay. Because I was not able to see what I give me 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, as Dr. G.K. sir says, spiritually we should keep desires for spiritual growth, and whatever comes with it, whatever comes, we should leave it. So, and as we were talking about the different kinds of goals, um, just please confirm that you are able to see my screen. Like I'm showing the PPT.
Yes, ma'am. The PPT, the slide you have just shared is material versus spiritual. It is visible.
Okay. Okay. So, So we discussed what are material goals, what are non-material goals, and in the similar way, we can actually list what are spiritual goals. Some of the spiritual goals will be gaining spiritual wisdom, and we be able to peacefully meditate. Some of the if we try to sit down and make a note of all the spiritual goals, then it would be trying to gain a lot of spiritual wisdom, lot of and try to meditate peacefully for a very long time. That could be one of our spiritual goals. Recognizing the true nature of our self. What is the true nature of the soul, and expanding our consciousness, living in the present moment, living in complete and internal and external harmony, and trying to see everything from witness standpoint. These are the few spiritual goals that that there could be more spiritual goals, but it would be broadly classified under these few, like trying to gain spiritual wisdom. How can we gain spiritual wisdom? Either we read books or do sajjana sangatya, because if we read more books we can gain wisdom, and also if we are in the company of all meditators, all spiritual seekers, even then we can gain more spiritual wisdom, and to be able to meditate peacefully for long periods of time, um, and also be in a meditative state even when you're not meditating. If you're meditating, and then if you're able to be peaceful, thoughtless for a very long time, and also at the same time when you're not meditating, trying to be in that meditative state even when you're not meditating, that is also a very good spiritual goal to have. And recognizing our true nature is like we are part of the whole, and we are the Atman is the part of Brahma. We are all from the same source, These are all the few spiritual goals that which will help us realize our true self, the true nature of our soul, and expanding our consciousness and realizing that when we are all from the same source, how is somebody else not correct, right? That is the oneness concept. There is one Kabir Das ka doha ya, like if we are all part of the same source, how am I better than you? So this is the oneness concept. This is one of the spiritual goals. Like, it is not very easy to feel that everybody is good. Everybody's as good as me. I'm as good as everybody. And if I'm good, everybody else is good. So for that oneness concept to sink in, it is one of the goals. It takes time to achieve that goal and to live in complete internal and external harmony. Um, um, Internal, like no matter what happens in your external, there is a problem at work, there's a problem at home, no matter what is happening in your external, you are at complete harmony. You're in complete peace. You're blissful. Nobody can shake or disturb you. So these are the few spiritual goals that we can look out for. But if there is any other spiritual goals that I might have missed out, you would go ahead and unmute yourself and point out to me what else could be the spiritual goals. And why does the traffic signal say that we should have only spiritual goals? Because what happens is, if we should have material desires, because without material attain all the material goals, we cannot uh, actually go on the spiritual path either. Without money, without food, without our basic necessities being fulfilled, we cannot be on the spiritual path. If I have to think what my next meal is, I can't be on the spiritual path. If I have to think, where do I get the money for tomorrow's breakfast? I can't be on the spiritual path. It is difficult to be. I can be, but it is difficult to be on the spiritual path. And so that's the reason material desires are okay, but don't crave for it more. Like, don't let not greed take over you. And I have 3 cars. I need one more. I need another brand car, branded car. So material desires are good. You are once you are in this path, like, you are pretty comfortable. So don't crave for more. If it comes, because in your spiritual path, you're trying to seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness. So maybe based on your soul plan, lot more will be added on to you, but you don't crave for it. Because what happens is, the more you crave, the more you are, the Arshad Vargas will kick in. The greed, moha, mada, matsarya, all this will kick in, and it will not help you grow on spiritually. So material desires are all right, but don't crave for it. Not so much that the Arshad Vargas take over you and hinder or dampen your spiritual progress. And all the material desires, no matter how much you have, it is difficult to be happy all the time, because it could lead to more craving. I have a 6,000 square foot built up house. I think I need a bigger one. No, that becomes greed. And then I already have 3 Teslas. I think I should go in for the new brand too. I think I should go in for the new make too and see what that is like. That is like craving. So, and there is no end to it. And yeah, and we have seen how people who are very, very, very wealthy, they they do have their own problems. Like, not because they are wealthy, they have problems, is because that's the nature of the material desires. So that's where the non-material goals come in: your health, your relationships, all this. we need to work on those. So what the traffic signal is trying to tell us is that the spiritual goals will help us to lead, will help us to attain the non-material goals. What is that? When we meditate, the first thing that was told to us, meditation will first work on your health, right? It will work on your health. And as you start gaining more and more wisdom and knowledge, you will try to make peace with most of the relationships because you have understood that they are not wrong. Just give them a chance. Maybe this is some kind of a balancing that is happening from previous lifetimes. So give them a chance. Check out what they are trying to tell you. So you become more tolerant with all the relationships, and meditation definitely does work on your health. So the spiritual goal, when you try to work on your spiritual goals, the first and foremost that it helps with is the fulfillment of non-material goals like your health, your relationships. Health is the first thing that will help you. If you are in good health, you will have the understanding that the other person of you, the oneness concept can seep in. You can have better relationships, better friendships, better relationships. Not that everybody will become good. You will have a good understanding of the relationship. It's just because we start meditating. Our friends, our spouses, our family, not that they become good. It's just that we know how to handle these relationships. We know how where to draw a boundary. We know how to be detached, and it this will help us to better our relationships with others, not because they are making an effort, we are making an effort. Because it's not about them, it is about me. It's about us, right? So when there is good health, when there is better harmony among all the friendships and all the relationships, all the material needs will be added on to you. All the traffic signals flow, one flows into the other. Seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added on to you. So if we accept the oneness concept, everybody is good. There is something that I need to correct. If somebody is not right to me, somewhere I'm seeing my own mirror. So when this oneness concept comes in, you're almost in the kingdom of God. So based on your spiritual power, based on your life plan, all the material needs will be added on to you. Because the universe knows that if she's in a very difficult situation, it is difficult for her to grow. If my material needs are not met, if my health and relationships are not good enough, it's very difficult for me to grow, and it's very difficult for me to even sit in meditation. So the universe will definitely work with the person who is meditating to bring about all kinds of material and non-material goals to you, pleasures to you, right? That's what even the GK sir's um, notes say, that craving, if you're craving for something, pray for spiritual things. Like if you're meditating for 30 minutes, try to make that an hour. Try to make that group meditation. You crave more and more to grow spiritually, and see how all the rest of the things will be just added on to you. When I say rest of the material needs will be added on to you, it's just not magic. You're making it happen because you are already in such blissful state. In that blissful state, you're attracting all the best things in world. And what GK Sir says is, say for example, um, we think about 3 hours meditation. If you are able to achieve that 3 hours of meditation, stop there. Stop there and go to the next goal in the spiritual, all the spiritual goals, go to the next. Make sure you're reading books. And then if you have read many books and you don't feel sleepy reading the books, you enjoy reading the books, then make sure you have good Sajjana Sangatya. And then when you have all the three, stop there. Go and spread meditation to everybody. So that's what he says. Craving should be only for spiritual things, and whatever we have achieved earlier, we should leave it. The meaning of that is, once if you think that you are pretty good at meditating for 3 hours, stop that and then go to the next spiritual goal. Like, read more books because you can gain wisdom from there. And if you feel that you don't fall asleep the minute you open the book, and that you are able to soak in every wisdom, every bit of wisdom that's there in the books, stop there. Go for Sajjana Sangatya. And all that you have done, stop there. Leave that there. Spread meditation. Yeah, so that's what the meaning of that is. If you have achieved it, leave that and go to the next goal. That's what he means by that. And as I already mentioned, the universe, your angels, everybody, all your angels, all your helpers, the universe, they know what your life plan is. If in your life plan, you have decided that I want to experience what it is to be in middle class. I want to experience what it is to be in the lower middle class. I want to experience what it is to be upper middle class. You have a life plan. So over and beyond your life plan, even if you try to manifest, you might get it. But then that's your life plan because you want to experience the everyday struggles in life. So if that is your life plan, the universe can only do so much. You cannot say, I'm so spiritually elevated. No, I have to be a millionaire. If whatever is your life plan, whatever is depending upon your life plan, depending upon your spiritual power, you will be given what you have planned for. We cannot say, I'm in a very blissful state, I'm going to attract more money. Everything will go by your life plan. Because I have heard Patriji say, be careful what you manifest for, because sometimes it could be against your life plan. In your life plan, you meant to experience this, but you go against that and you manifest something more. It will come back again because your soul wants to experience it. So be careful what what you're asking for, what you're trying to manifest. So go ahead and manifest, but then leave it to the universe and say whatever is in the best interest of in my plan. You know better. So based on my life plan, you take me where you need to. So based on that, you will be provided for. You ask for it, you will be provided based on your life plan. And so far, I'm hoping that there are no doubts. We have many examples where very advanced spiritual masters are completely connected to the universe. They don't even have to ask anything, but they are provided. I'll give you an example. If you have read the book Autobiography of a Yogi, he from his childhood, we read the story starts from the time his mom gives birth, and he is always trying to run away to the Himalayas. He's like, just leave me alone. I'm not interested in anything. Just leave me alone. And every time he runs away, he finds a friend and he runs away. His brother or his dad tracks him down and brings him back. And he's like, all I need is like just to meditate and to be in the Himalayas. Just leave me, just leave me. And every time his brother and his father, after a point, his father is not anymore, and his brother brings him back. And then he's like, he finishes his high school, And he tells his guru, Lahari Mahasaya, I am done. I don't want to study anymore. They said, no, you are going to get a college degree. I said, no, I just want to meditate. Just leave me. And then they send him to college. And I'm not sure if he gets his master's, or he definitely has a college degree. And he runs a school in Ranchi, I think. And he is very contented going around spreading meditation, meeting all the masters. He's very happy by himself. And then one day his guru tells him that you have a bit bigger a job to do. You will be going to America to spread meditation there. You'll be going to the West to spread meditation there. And when he came here, it was not an easy journey. But once he comes here, all the material goals were just bestowed on him. He had the best life ever. And he had the in Boston, he had one in Boston and one in Los Angeles, I think. Sea facing, ocean facing house and an ocean facing ashram, and it all these material needs didn't even get on to him. It was just added on to him, and all he wanted was to rise up in his spiritual path, which he was. He was at a very elevated state. He was a very advanced spiritual master, and all he wanted his entire life is to just meditate. And then when he was sent to the West to spread meditation and spread the wisdom, he did that so honestly. And along with all that, he had all the material desires. There was no, he was not in a brink of poverty or nothing like that. He had a very beautiful ashrams in in East Coast and in West Coast, ocean facing, and he did well. Materially, he did well, and spiritually, he did well. But he never aspired for becoming rich. But everything, all the material aspects were added on to him. And I have another example. His name is Sri M. You must have heard of him. And I think, is it Himalayan Masters? He's written that book, and he was actually born to a Muslim family. And at a very young age, either Mahatar Babaji or one of the gurus actually meets him in his backyard. Nobody else can see him except this boy. And this boy is like, who are you? Why are you here? And um they say, we are here to keep an eye out on you. And from a very young age, he's very spiritually inclined. His parents don't understand what is going on. And being a Muslim, he just stops eating meat. And so from the childhood, he goes to school. He does not want to eat fish. His mom has he is only looking for spiritual things. He just wants to meditate at a very young age, and then he decides, I want to go to Himalayas. I'm just going to go around. He actually born and brought up in Kerala. He goes up north. I think he goes up until the Himalayas. He meets and he finds his own guru. He meets many spiritual masters. He's just inclined, very spiritually inclined. And although I don't remember, I have read that book. I don't remember, but many spiritual masters. He meets them. He stays with them. Once or twice he comes back home, only to again run away. And his parents has just given up on him, and they are like, you can do what you want. But we just need to know you're safe. But he just, again, I think 2 or 3 times he visits them, but most of his adult life is almost gone. And he spends a lot of time in the Himalayas. And his guru is Maheshwarnath Babaji. And he finds a guru, stays with that guru, gets diksha under that guru, and then that guru tells him, I need you to go back. I need you to follow the middle path. And he's like, no, not really. I'm not interested in all that. But they give him all the I think he runs a few institutions, which doesn't run that well. But then He's given enough help. He runs those institutions, again comes back, he gets married. He has a family of their two children, him, his wife. He runs a beautiful institution. It is called the Satsang Foundation um, in Kerala. He's on YouTube and he speaks so well. We can't even make out, is this like religion? No bar. If you want to advance spiritually, religion is absolutely no bar. And he so he's very comfortably settled, but all he wanted from his childhood was just leave me alone, I want to meditate. So he went about to he sought spiritual growth, but then everything else was added on to him. He's so comfortable now. I was actually looking at the Satsang Foundation pictures. Beautiful ashram, and so many different programs happening in that ashram. Yoga, meditation, and so many different classes. Like he's big into Lalita Sahasranama and something like that. Religious and spiritual things are taught in that satsang. It's a big ashram, and people can go check in there, stay for 2-3 days, or however long they want to stay. It's an ashram. It's a full-fledged ashram, and he's very comfortable. Kids are settled. He and his wife running it, and material needs were just added on to him. So this is about the two examples I had. But I also have another two more examples. I was listening to a podcast on uh, can you all hear me? I'm just going on.
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
are just
All
listening.
right. Okay. And there was on YouTube, I was listening to a podcast, and I think it was a Speaking Tree podcast or something. And that lady was interviewing a Guruji. Um, he's he's somewhere in the north, closer to the Himalayas, and to his ashram, um, a person came. He's quite rich, and but he had some issues. He had some physical and health issues, and so many different issues. So he came to the Guruji. He keeps coming often, and uh, this happened very, very recently. He came in the very beginning of this month in January, and the Guruji said, "Will you come with me? We will go to the cave where Mahavatar Babaji used to meditate. I will take you there. Let's sit in Mahavatar Babaji's cave and meditate. Will you come with me? And I want you to come. We'll go on January 11th." And immediately the disciple said, "January 11th? No, impossible. Because on that day I have a very important meeting. A client is coming and it's a very, very important meeting. My business depends on it, and I cannot come. Not on that day, maybe a day later, but not on that day." And this Guruji does not really force anybody, because he's like, your karma, I've told you once. But for this person, he said, no, January 11th or before, we need to go to the cave and then we need to meditate there. He said, impossible. I have to be there in that meeting. So twice the Guruji said, come. He said, no, I'll come after. And then the Guruji said, okay. And then after the 11th or the 12th, he actually gets in touch with the Guruji. He says, I fell sick 2 days before the 11th of January. I felt so sick. I thought, like literally, I hit the deathbed and came. I literally touched the deathbed and have come back. And with great difficulty, I've got my life back. And I felt so sick. I could not. I could not attend that meeting. I could have rather come with you. And that Guruji is like, I saw this coming. I saw this coming. So when we are confronted with two kinds of goals, like spiritual or material, what the Guruji is trying to tell is, pick the spiritual goal. Everything else will be added on to it. If he had come to Mahavta, at least he would have saved his health. So that was like I was like, oh my God. The Guruji knew beforehand that before January 11th, I do see some things happening. So let's go to the cave before that and meditate. And that person happened to pick material needs over this, and he paid a price for it. And I was also thinking about a story from Mahabharata, which we all know so well. We must have heard it so many times, and it'll be nice to revisit it. When the Kauravas and the Pandavas decide, okay, we have to battle this out. We have to go to war. There's no other way of settling this because Duryodhana don't want any other way. Let's go to war. Okay, we'll go to war. And then Shakuni says, you have to seek Krishna's help. So both Duryodhana and Arjun land up in Krishna's palace at the same time. Krishna, being Krishna, knows that this is coming, and he places two chairs where he's sleeping, one near his foot and one near his head, knowing very well who will take which one. So he sleeps, and as expected, Duryodhana sits near the head, and Arjuna sits near the feet. And as soon as Krishna wakes up, he sees Arjuna, and he says, "Why are you both here?" And we are here to ask for help for the battle. So Krishna says, as soon as I woke up, I saw Arjuna first, so Arjuna goes first. And Duryodhana is like, there, I just lost it. He's giving Arjuna the first chance to speak. And all Arjuna said and is that I need help and I need you. So Krishna says, it's either me or it is my army. Arjuna says, you. And Duryodhana is like, what kind of a crazy person he is. I need the army. And then he takes the army and he's done. And then when he goes to Shakuni, he realizes his mistake. Because Krishna only said, I'm not going to pick up my arms. Krishna never said, I'm not going to use my brains. I know what's going to happen. And then Arjuna is like, I can't even think of going about this battle without you. I just need you. And we all know how this battle ended. Yeah, there were casualties on both the sides, but for the most part, the Pandavas were victorious, and we all know how Krishna helped in very subtle ways. Krishna did help in many subtle ways. Krishna helped. So Arjuna picked the source, the ultimate source, and the source was with him. If you are connected to your source, who can defeat you? And how do you connect to the source? By being on the spiritual path, right? So just get connected to that source, and that source knows what you need. That's I like I don't know how else to put this. Seek only spiritual goals, and even in those spiritual goals, the main aim should be to connect to the ultimate source, to that Brahman. We are all part of him. Connect to him and see how everything will fall in place. If you are not connected to your ultimate source, if you are not connected to your inner being, nothing in your external world can be beautiful. When we are connected to that ultimate source, when we are at that equilibrium, we are equilibrium state, our internal is very peaceful because we have surrendered. When we have surrendered, when we have connected to that ultimate source, everything internal and the external environment is as blissful as it can be. And whether the material needs are added on or doesn't add on. It shouldn't matter, but it will be added on because I feel the ultimate source knows what you need. And the ultimate source also knows that if it keeps you in stress, you cannot move up spiritually. So if you are connected to that source, you will be very comfortable. That's how I'm going to end today's traffic signal. Have only spiritual goals. And to me, of all the spiritual goals that I have listed, meditating for 3 hours, seeking spiritual wisdom, and expanding the consciousness, all that on one side, and just connecting to that ultimate source is my best goal. I feel I love that goal. Just every day sit connected to that one source, that oneness. Like when you are connected to that source, you will realize what that oneness concept is that automatically seeps in because if you are one with that source, you will realize that nothing can harm you. Nobody can say anything to you that will work negatively on you. So spiritual goals, connecting to the source. Um, pursue your spiritual goals and you will be blissful. With this, I end the my speech, or uh, I'm I'm almost done, Lavanya ma'am, and I'm ready to take questions.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Beautiful. You have given so many examples from Mahabharata also. Very nice. Yes, traffic signals are for better life. They are for um, they're the actual signals for the life. Yes, as the name suggests. And thank you for taking this ninth traffic signal to explain it well. Masters, do anybody have any things to add?
Masters, we can have good discussion over this. And the more I hear, the more podcasts I hear on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
it only reiterates the fact that all you have to do is pursue your spiritual goals and don't bother about anything else. It'll be just added on to you.
Yes, everything comes on the way,
Yeah, yeah,
including the happiness.
yeah. Any questions, Masters? Please feel free to unmute yourself and um, ask me questions. It'll be good to have a chat on this.
Yeah. We have several people watching on YouTube.
If
Like
they have any questions, I can take it, ma'am.
I don't, not right now. Yeah,
Okay.
they're watching in
Oh, they
recording.
cannot. They can write a message
They
on
can
YouTube also. Yeah.
type in the message, but several views are coming afterwards.
Oh, okay, okay,
At
okay.
this time, yeah. Okay, if we have nothing to add, we can conclude. Yes. If you want to share any of your experiences, ma'am.
Um, the masters who have joined. Any other examples that you can give? Because I gave example of Yogananda Paramahamsa Yogananda, and Shri M, and of course that podcast that I heard, where that Guruji gave him a choice: come with me to meditate in Mahatar Babaji's cave, and he said no, I'm busy on that day. And then uh, this Arjuna's choice. Um, it's so amazing. Once you pick the source, when Arjuna picked Krishna, the way Krishna helped them is like it makes me emotional actually, to see how if the God is with you on your side, everything will work out. Yeah. Any other examples? I try to think the whole day. I was trying to think. Any other examples? Am I giving enough examples? If you guys have any other examples, any masters have any other examples? Um,
So I want to add something here. Uh,
yes,
the spiritual goal is always to be happy.
right.
So, I whenever I teach something, I usually say, give an example. Like, for example, for our children, we ask for their, uh, if some mother is thinking that their children is not eating, she would ask for kids should be healthily eating, and after they start eating, then she will ask, they need to grow well, and they need to study well and get a good college seat, and then again a good wife, I mean good spouse, and a happy life and earnings or something. Keep on asking. But even though I get a good seat in the college, I may be bullied by my co things, right, students. If I get a great job, I became a CEO, there will be a turmoils or turbulence in the life, in the business or something. We can keep on asking every day,
Yeah.
like it has to be done, or that has to be done. But what we can ask in one single way is, I want to be happy, whatever it may be. Every moment, I want to be happy.
Yes, that's exactly what I tell my kids too. Um, yes, you can, your job, all that, put aside. If you know how to be happy, to me, if you like, I have always told them that if you see a red signal, like some health issue, relationship issue, whatever it is, whatever red signal, red flag that you see, do not resort to any other way but meditation. Because through meditation, you will first calm down yourself. And when you calm down, when you make your internal atmosphere good, the external will work out.
Yes.
When you spoke about the kids, ma'am, I remembered, I do not know if I heard it from a friend or again, I heard it on, you know what? I think I heard it on the podcast. On one of the PMC podcast, and it is one of the masters was speaking. It is her own daughter, and there used to be some times in a month where her kid, who was about 3 or 4 years, 4 years like a primary, what do you call that, elementary school kid, she would not eat. The whole day the kid won't eat anything, and this mom would be worried why she's not eating anything. And then she started seeing a pattern. She realized that the I don't remember, is it Ekadasi? Do we get two
Yes, yes,
Ekadasis
yes.
in a month
11th day.
or?
11th day of the cycle, of 15-day cycle.
Yeah, I think two, right? Two
Yeah,
Ekadasi.
there will be two.
Yeah. So during those days, that kid is not eating anything.
Wow.
She saw a pattern. She said, "Why on particular days this kid is not eating again?" And then the very next day, she's for no fussing, no nothing. The kid is eating everything.
Hmm.
And when she saw that pattern, she sat in her meditation. She's a very senior master. I think she is in UK,
Okay.
UK PMC. And she sat in meditation only to find out, of course, during her pregnancy, this is what that,
Sri Lakshmi, Master Sri Lakshmi, is she? No?
there is one more, her name starts with P and promotes,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Promotes your sisters. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was her podcast, and uh, she realized that this particular kid, whom when she was carrying, she was meditating, and what do you call that? Some pregnancy, right? So it is
Spiritual
a
pregnancy,
very,
divine
very
pregnancy.
advanced master, her
Yes.
daughter, and in the previous lifetimes, she used to not eat during Ekadasis.
Oh,
So that actually just continued. During
wow.
that time, on that day, she will just not ask for food. So she observed, and then she realized, oh, you don't want to eat today? No, I'm not hungry. I don't know, for some reason, I'm not hungry.
Hmm.
So that if she was not into the spiritual path, she would have created a havoc for herself and for her daughter,
Hmm.
right? So being very elevated herself, and she knew that the baby she has given birth, whom she has invited and given birth, is also very advanced herself. So uh, they've made peace. Okay, you don't want to eat, that's fine. You can eat tomorrow. 4-year-old baby.
Pranahita, ma'am.
Uh,
Pranahita.
yeah, right. Yeah. So it helps to be on the spiritual path.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. If anybody has any other examples, I'm like, there are a lot of examples. It's just that it doesn't come when you need it.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, I've heard about it. I think it's a spiritual children concept, and when the divine couple, when they give birth, the child automatically comes into a meditational thing, and right from the, I think right from the child, when they in the mother's womb. So that's why, they ask you to read books, and when you do the soul talk, you can actually understand how the infant is growing, and how, I mean, they let you know the feelings and everything, because I've just heard about it, but I haven't seen anyone. But it's really amazing, amazing
It's
how
really
they, yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
Aruna ma'am.
Mm.
I have seen
Oh, you have
spiritual
seen
children.
it? Okay,
I
okay,
have seen
yeah, okay, okay.
they have
Yeah.
invited the souls. They have
Wow. Okay.
invited the souls,
Wow.
and
Okay.
I've seen the kids
Mm.
being born
Okay.
and so spiritual.
Yeah.
And um, again on PMC channel, I've heard there were two
Mm-hmm.
sisters, and both the
Mm-hmm.
sisters are meditators. And one of
Okay.
them wanted to conceive, and of course, she was meditating and invited the
Mm-hmm.
right kind of a soul to come into her life and all that. And then during her pregnancy, she had to meditate every day. And her sister would call, "You did not meditate today. You did not meditate yesterday also." And she's like, "How do you know?" She said, "Your baby came and told me in my meditation that tell her why she's not
Wow.
meditating."
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
her
That's
sister would
amazing.
tell her, "You did not meditate today. Please go ahead and meditate. Don't miss a day." Because that soul has communicated to the sister. And
Wow.
yeah, it's that,
It's amazing, right?
yeah,
That's like, yeah, it's unbelievable. I have not seen it, but I just heard about it.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
seen it here.
Wow.
We have examples in Atlanta, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Now, if everybody turns out that way, the world would be in a totally different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then everybody's life plan is different.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I
And
meant to
wherein,
say, if you are in spirituality, there's nothing goes wrong in that way. So everybody would be doing. It's like from the kid when you are giving the right foundation. Eventually, the world would be very peaceful.
yeah.
Mm, yeah. So yeah. So we just have to work towards it. Yeah. Mm,
Yeah.
that would be
Um,
nice.
Lavanya, ma'am, did I cover everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I
Yes.
was actually not even looking at the slide. I just went with my notes, and I was fully engrossed in my notes, actually. I hope I covered everything.
Yes,
You
yes.
you explained it very beautifully, ma'am, with all the examples and everything. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Arunasari, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have Sukumar sir just joined. So you have anything to add? We are talking about um, not just receiving whatever it comes in our way materialistically, and asking for spiritual growth only.
Yeah. Actually, it is that the traffic signals are so beautiful. One flows into the other. Like seek the kingdom of God, and then everything, like one traffic signal flows into the other.
Yes, yes.
Today is like seek only spiritual goals. It's connected to so many other traffic signals as well.
Sure.
I was thinking if these traffic signals are so beautiful, it just tells you what kind of choices to make.
Yes. These are
Yeah.
the basic principles
Very
of
basic.
spirituality.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's beautiful.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think we are approaching to the time, close to ending time. So, if
Thank you so much, Masters, for joining.
thank you, ma'am, for accepting and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Lavanya, ma'am. I was pretty, what do you call spiritual laziness. I saw that. I did not accept it. And then you said, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And this is the exact topic I did for PMC France also.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same topic.
Robo madam, one thing, this is
Yes.
Sukumar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just joined in the last. I thought just to say thank you because I have listened to your lecture, which is in self-paced for us. So I'm doing currently L1,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the traffic signals, which you covered all the 10 traffic signals.
Oh,
So, so there's a video recording for us, which I have
okay.
gone through last week. So
Oh, good
thank
to
you so
know.
much for your effort. I'm really so happy after reading that, going through that content. Yeah, it's a lot of things, but you covered very crisp and clear in 1 hour time frame.
Yes, I covered 10 traffic signals in 1 hour. And
Yeah.
today I did one traffic signal in 1 hour. Yeah.
So
Any questions do you have? Do you have any questions? And do you feel any of the traffic signals is difficult to follow? Any signal, any rule mentioned in those 10 signals, is it difficult to follow?
I did not feel any difficult, but I resonated with many of the signals.
Exactly.
It was touching my heart. It was
Yes.
touching my soul.
Yes.
So they are really the helpful things that needed for this at this moment of life.
Yes.
So
Everything is really good. For me, it's like suffering is purely due to ignorance.
ignorance. Yep.
Yeah, purely due to ignorance. And seek this kingdom of God, and everything else will be added on to you. And
Yep.
then this one, you just go for your spiritual goals.
And
And
not the materialistic goals.
yeah, it's
Spiritual desires
beautiful.
are the first.
Yeah,
Then obviously
beautiful.
other things will fall in line.
Yeah,
So
the traffic signals are just so beautiful. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, we had interaction after that with the GK sir last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I even covered a lot of signals. He was asking the things. What did you learn? Then I was mentioning most of the points. So I mean, I learned from you. So I mean,
Yeah,
it was
I
good
remember
knowledge.
doing that. Yeah, that was so many years back. I think 2023 I did that. Okay, yeah.
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 So
This is
we are
really
doing
cool.
self-paced. We have two batches now. One, I think Lavanya madam is leading it. It is
Mhm.
conventional. The other one is led by Lakshmi Talanki madam.
Okay.
So the other one is self-paced, where we take the videos which are recorded ones,
Yeah.
and we go through them. And GK sir attends a session on Sunday, where he
Mhm.
will explain or clarify the doubts. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, sir? One like in 2022, I finished this batch, right?
Mm.
And after so many months, or maybe after a year or so, all this would have actually slipped out of your mind. And when I go back to my notes, it really hits you hard because
Yeah.
there is something you're cribbing about, and
Yep.
maybe there is something is physically bothering you, and then I
Mm-hmm.
literally can go back to my notes and correct myself. And actually, I don't know if in my thing I mentioned about thoughts, how your thoughts can actually affect your health.
Yeah. Yep.
So as you're going through the session, you might not feel
Mm.
it that much, but after a year or so, you will really see the benefits of that class.
Really, madam. I have written some of the notes as well. So
Yeah.
it was so touching. And even I was telling the same to the GK sir. So the traffic signals are very important for life, especially for each and everyone.
Yeah.
So yep. I think I need to thank again Lavanya madam for doing this workshop for multiple. I mean, for many people now it will be going out, even though they joined L1 or not. So many would be benefiting from this. So this is a life lessons.
On that note, it would be me, Rupa. It was a beautiful session. Thank you for inviting me to this. I'm
Thank
very
you.
new
Thank you,
to.
Seema.
I I should say I don't know anything about the group, but overall I could resonate with a lot of points, even though it's a different language. But it's very common sense if you think about it. And at the same time, it's difficult to also grasp spirituality in um, is so easily. When life throws its worst at you, that's when you turn spirituality, in my experience, and then it becomes a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Then everything falls in place. I think sometimes when you're so ignorant, it takes you to that extreme where
Yeah.
you're like, okay, something else is happening, it's not me,
Yeah.
I'm done. And then you're like, what the hell, it was this easy, like this, so
Yeah.
it just cascades from there on. So I
Yeah.
think for me, I don't know how what exactly, but it just happened in that way that it was not me. I had to take I out of my equation altogether, so then things started coming naturally, and then it's a beautiful journey after that.
Yeah.
So
We have one traffic signal. So, suffering is due to ignorance. So what
yes,
happens is the ignorance is the I and the universe.
yes,
The concept of I and universe. That helps a lot, actually.
it does.
It
It does. But the way you explained it, it was very, very profound, very nicely done. And I hope to attend more sessions, Rupa.
Thank
Now
you.
that
And
I know you, I didn't know this was this was um, another side of you that I have never seen. So that's very nice to see how you have come up. So it's progressed to this much, It's really good how we are like connected so many years but don't know anything about each other, right? It's like that. So it's really nice to see your
everything is for a
spiritual
reason,
growth.
madam. We are connecting
Exactly.
here for a reason.
No,
So,
Rupa and I go way back as friends, but this side of friendship I have never seen, this side of her. So
mhm.
it's really nice to see how one evolves, and
Yep, yep.
I'm seeing that in Rupa, and I'm very happy for you, dear.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
very
Thank
well
Like
you
done.
so
like
very much.
Rupa madam's soul plan might be different. Our
Very
destination is
different,
different.
very, very very profound floor plan,
Yeah.
this one.
Yep, yep.
Very, very good,
Yeah.
Rupa. You keep it up, and I really enjoyed it, and please invite me to more sessions, okay?
Thank you, Lavanya ma'am.
Thank you.
If Lavanya ma'am, and if yeah, definitely, if I get an opportunity, I will. I'm ready to take on more.
And one
leadership.
signal I would like to just resonate, madam.
Yeah.
So whatever I have learned is like every spoken word is powerful. Mindfulness of speech is very important. So
Absolutely.
so the reason I resonated with this traffic signal out of all the signals, one of this I resonated is because your actions do good to others and it will do good to you as well, because all your cells, whole body is listening to you when you're talking to others. Example, whatever the words I'm speaking now to you or the group, so not only they are listening, or you or the other masters are listening, but my body is also listening. So when I tell goodness to others, even my body is also taking the goodness, because my body, my cells, my ears, everything are listening. So if I tell no, it will not happen, so which is negative, which is the possibility of not happening, so even my body is taking that possibility of not happening,
Mm.
so it is not good for me as well. So which means telling not good to someone is not only telling to them but also telling to yourself as it is not good for you. So whatever you give, it will come back, means, so if you give good, good will come back to you, because your body is listening to all already.
You
So
don't speak good with the expectation that you're going to hear good. The
yeah,
reason why you have to speak good is because before something becomes your speech, it's your thought first.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
So your thoughts, your action, your words all
yep,
can generate karma, right?
yeah, yep,
Even your thoughts can generate a karma.
yep,
And your thoughts, your words, and your action all has to align. In your mind,
yes,
you cannot think he's such a bad person,
that, yep, yep,
and then you
exactly.
cannot tell that you are really a nice person. I've never seen a person like you before.
Definitely it is going to come back to you.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason they say you be very mindful of what you speak is
Wow.
because before you have spoken, you have thought about that.
Yeah,
So your thought, your
definitely.
words, your speech, your action, everything is creating karma.
Yep.
So be very mindful
Yep.
because,
And
yeah,
also it is soothing to you as well, whatever you speak the words.
yeah, yeah.
So
Because what happens, sir, is if you speak something and you hurt somebody, you create a cord with them. You create a karma with them. And if you are soothing to somebody, you're not creating any karma. It's over and done, right? But if you create negative impact on somebody else,
yeah,
you immediately create a cord with them that will
yeah,
weigh heavy on you. So your speech has to be correct. For that, your thought has to be correct. When your
yep,
thought and speech is correct, your action will be correct.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, one among them, this is what I always tell to my wife or my kids always. Never say, even though possibility is not there, still say possibility is happening. So thing is like, I mean, just expecting something, whether it will happen or not. Always the positive side, not on the negative side, so that it will be creating an opportunity for you. So even though there is no room for it, the reason is when you resonate with negative, even though there is a possibility, that possibility will be dying, or it will be going other way, and then negative will manifest. So what? Even though there is no chance, still being positive is always the
Yeah,
all the side that brings the change in us on the in the others as well. So
of
that
course.
is something I always want to tell my wife. I mean, when they say I have this pain, that pain, I used to tell, go on, do whatever happy for you, and then don't think much about it, because anything, even small tension in your one part of the body can bring dizziness whole in your mind, and then it can impact whole body at that moment. But
Okay.
still, again, making sure yourself, and then just talking, telling your body that you're happy, you're okay, you're doing good, like self talk or the soul talk,
Mhm.
and then ensuring that body is acting as per the words that we speak to it,
Yeah.
so that it will understand, and then it will guide us back, saying that, oh yeah, I'm doing good now, I'll be back. So it's kind of warming up the body with the words, with thoughts.
Of course. I tell my kids, uh, can't I even make a joke? I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no, you cannot say wrong things. That cannot be a joke. And
Yes, yes.
sometimes they say, he is so lucky. I'm like,
No.
you're lucky too.
Yeah.
You are lucky too. And then, like for in my house, the kids, even when they make a joke, that joke has to be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
where the
and
awareness starts.
yeah,
Not even missing one thing, so that we don't end up in longer route. We always want to be in the best route,
yeah,
because if you know the best route, why do you want to jump in between into the shorter things and then get harm?
yeah,
So we don't want to. So
yeah,
because when we realize that this body is not just something, this body is really powerful, then we will not take anything granted. We'll not even slip one word, because it is too much. I agree we slip, but again, we'll be cautious next moment or next
yeah.
situation, so
Being
that
aware. Yeah,
being aware, because we are growing. So it's not something, you don't commit mistakes, but we commit, but we learn, and then not to commit next time the same
yeah,
mistake, so
yeah.
that we commit a better mistake, not the same mistake. So
Just be aware. That's all,
just be
sir.
aware of
Just
what
be
you're doing.
aware. Yeah. But
It's,
I'm so glad you all joined. And
yeah, yeah.
Lavanya, ma'am, thank you so much for this opportunity, ma'am.
Yep.
Thank you
Thank
Yep.
you.
accepting. Yeah. Yeah, we will be actually, Dr. GK has said we will be conducting similar workshops online for coming 6 months.
Wow.
Every month one workshop. So I'm so happy and grateful to PMC USA to bring this workshop on live. So there are, I'm seeing about 200 people watching watching each
Wow.
video. Yeah, so
So
many
good.
people, it is reaching to so many people, this wisdom.
Yeah, yeah. At
So,
least if they resonate right, madam, they will change their lives.
yes, yes, yes.
So, yep.
So everything, um, is correctly placed, everyone is correctly involved in it. So very grateful to the entire universe for
Yep.
making it happen and reaching out to people. Yes, we will rock.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
We'll see you, Masters. We'll see you next week. There is only one more traffic signal left, and we'll see you on Monday.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.